What's up, everybody, and welcome to Two Old Souls, the show where we talk about the movies, the shows, the music, the games, the people, and most importantly, the memories that keep us young. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, coming to you live from my brand new walk-in closet, which makes me feel like a real podcaster for once. And with me, as always, is Andrew. How's it going, Andrew?
Great, man. Glad to join you on your edition of Cribs.
I've not yet. Yeah, we got that. The couch is coming in on Monday, but yeah, we're actually good. Now that you bring that up, I bought Tiffany like one of those gimbal deals. You probably use one of those for your video shoots, but I asked her can we just do like a straight up Cribs like parody with like all the dumb like specs of the floors and everything like that, and like the camera moves, and yeah, so we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, set it up and then do it. That'd be hella fun.
While we're on this stuff, if you can remember just off the top of your head, like whose was your favorite Cribs segment back in the day? Like whose house did it for you?
The house? I liked the Rob Zombies. That show was pretty cool. I mean, Mariah Carey's set up in the hotel in the
hot tub,
or cool.
The hot tub penthouse bit.
Good penthouse.
Yeah.
I mean, Redman's was funny. I remember Rob Schneider's was like out here. That's kind of why I remember his.
Oh, okay.
Terrell Owens was a good one.
Who's Terrell? Oh yeah, his was pretty good. Yeah, he was like, "This is why they call me the Michael Jordan of football." I just remember that shit.
Yeah. I remember Shaq's because of the huge bed. Like
the huge Superman bed where all of his kids could sleep with him at the same time. Yeah, I remember that.
Ice-T. I remember like more than I think I would. But Ice-T's was a really cool one too.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a retractable roof.
For some reason, I always kind of liked it when you could tell it was just a pretty chill. Like, it wasn't someone who was super rich, but like they were still hot. Like Shaun White, they just pull up. It's just like a regular. Yeah, they pull Shaun White. It's just like a regular, a new housing development, like right on the beach, and he's going through the fridge and he's like, "I got some tortillas."
Yeah.
Yeah. Outdoor shower.
He's the snowboarder.
Yeah, I think this is when he was still just snowboarding. He hadn't made a name for himself as a skateboarder just yet. But yeah. Yeah. I do miss Cribs. We'll see. Hopefully Paramount Plus will just have all that stuff. I'm waiting for like Cribs, Pimp My Ride, Viva La Bam, Wild Boys. I know, right?
Don't feed Phil.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, I was going to say R.I.P., but he's still alive. It's Don Vito who's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I heard about that.
Yeah.
It's a little while ago, wasn't it?
That was, yeah. I think he passed away when we were in high school. Still. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'd have to double check that. But anyway, that's it for our little MTV reminiscence. Yeah, today we're gonna continue our little foray. We're kind of like on a little 90s video game wheelhouse kick right about now. There's a lot to be mined from that particular point in time. So today we're going to be talking about the 1993 sci-fi adventure classic Super Mario Brothers. Yes, you heard me.
Man.
The Super Mario Brothers movie. Let's see. I've had all the specs here on this film. Sheesh. That's why you open all your tabs ahead of time. I'm a little...
Starring Bob Hoskins, right?
Bob Hoskins from Hook, who you will know as Mr. Smee from Hook. He played Detective Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and a young John Leguizamo.
Hey, easy, Prince Valiant.
Dennis Hopper, and Samantha Mathis as Princess Daisy. Let's see, directed by Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel. Let's see. Written by Parker Bennett, Terry Runte, and Ed Solomon, who I thought it was actually pretty interesting. Ed Solomon co-wrote the Bill and Ted movies, so I can kind of see a little bit of that here. Just that like weird sort of subversive, that sort of weird subversive sci-fi kind of vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a movie that I remember seeing a lot. It was on Disney Channel constantly when I was a kid, and that's probably where I saw. Yeah, they ran. Well, I mean, I think we had this conversation that. Yeah, so it was distributed because it was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures, and that's a Disney joint.
Okay, I don't know if I ever remember seeing it on TV. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's start there.
Back in the day.
Oh, okay. You didn't have Channel 54.
No, I didn't have. I think that was
Cable.
supposed to be Cartoon Network. I didn't have that channel.
Oh no, yeah, 54 was Cartoon 54 was Cartoon Network, and 55 was Disney Channel, right? Hold on, let me pause real
Yeah.
quick. I just got to do one thing. I'm just going to pause the recording, okay?
Okay.
All right, my bad. All right, sorry about that, folks. Shit happens when you move into a new apartment. So yeah, why don't we just start there? How did you first kind of come across this film?
Um, I think I saw it at the video store to rent it. Probably
Mm-hmm.
like at the Warehouse or Blockbuster, one of those. And yeah, I remember watching it at home, and then I also saw it on network television. It wasn't Disney Channel, but I do remember seeing it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's how I remember it. And then I just remember bits and pieces of it. And then I, bought the DVD recently. I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed that shit.
I was gonna say, like, so people really have shit on this movie, historically speaking, but I really don't think it deserves all of the hate that it has
I
gotten.
don't either.
Yeah, it's
I don't
actually
either.
like, it's actually kind of fun. It's actually pretty fun. Like the thing that the biggest thing it has going against it is just the fact that it is called Super Mario Brothers, and that it's allegedly based on the Super Mario video games. But apparently, in contrast to Capcom, when we were doing our Street Fighter episode, we talked about how Capcom had final say and final approval of everything. Nintendo kind of just gave it, after they sold the movie rights and like the movie got greenlit, they were just like, yeah, we'll do whatever you want. I think it's gonna be fine. They basically believed in the brand enough that they didn't think that any harm could really be done, and it definitely didn't. It didn't sour at people on the games or anything, like, so it was
And I
fine.
mean, like, what do you expect at the same time? It's first of all, it's like the first one of like a video game adaptation, like you said.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
like, do you really want someone running around with like sounding like Mario, like sounding exactly like how he sounds in the games? It's a little obnoxious. It's a
Exactly.
little
Yeah.
stereotypical,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it, like with the characters, and we can get into that later. But
Yeah. Hmm.
um, I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah. I was
It's a
gonna
solid
say,
it's a solid
yeah.
kids movie if you want to call it
It
a kids movie, but it's
honestly,
pretty
yeah.
solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Apparently, the tone they were going for was so if Street Fighter was like Star Wars meets James Bond meets a war film, they were going for with this one. They said they were trying to go for Ghostbusters meets The Wizard of Oz,
Okay, you could
and
say that. I
and
could
just
see
like
it.
again just a hint of. So I feel like this was a similar aesthetic to Double Dragon, but with a bigger
Mm.
budget. I would say this that like post-apocalyptic or kind of like grungy sort of cyberpunk flair with the and this again had like weird stuff happening with cars, like they had the sparks in the hood, right? Like, and then they had like bumper, it was like a bumper car system. Do you remember that with the cars here?
Oh, when they go into the other world, the other
Yeah,
universe. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Because the
let's
fossil
just give
fuels.
people, let's just give people a quick little primer here. So so ostensibly, the I don't really know the lore of the games, but usually it's Mario and Luigi have to save Princess Peach from Bowser in the Mushroom Kingdom or whatever the fuck. But here, this movie postulates the possibility that the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs didn't really kill them, but it actually split the Earth into two dimensions. So it created a whole other dimension where the surviving dinosaurs evolved into humanoid beings, but who still had some reptilian features, namely like weird hairstyles and shit. I think is usually how it wound up
Yeah.
happening. And there's just one city called Dino Hatton, not to be confused with Manhattan, and just desert all around the world. So that's that's the world building there. And then you find out that Daisy, the cute paleontologist girl, spoiler alert, is the sort of long lost princess of the Dino Hatton Empire, whatever the fuck. Her father was usurped by King Koopa, aka Bowser, played by Dennis Hopper. So he kidnaps her because he's trying to unite the dimensions and take over everything all at once. And then Mario and Luigi kind of get in the crosshairs of that. Luigi falls in love with Daisy. Interesting, I guess it just makes more sense to give him the love story because he's the younger one. And then they get mixed up in it, and they have to save both the worlds, and they succeed in doing so.
That's a great cliff note. It's a great
Thank you,
summary.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, man. It just I'm starting to remember scenes now, but it is like split into two dimensions, and
Hmm.
they even go through like a portal, like they jump into like a
Yeah.
little cave thing, and
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't
thing I
think,
remember the most. Where with Bob Hoskins, he's just
yeah.
rotating. It looks like he looks like a rotisserie chicken or like a shawarma or some shit.
And did they do that in the games before in the N64 one? Like was he
So I
jumping in? Was he like jumping into fucking walls and like going into these levels? Or
well, I guess
that's kind
yeah.
of what I got. That's
I've
what I got
been
from this.
yeah,
You know.
I've been grasping at straws as to like the amount of where they put like whatever nods or fan service.
There's a
Like
lot. There's a lot of it in there.
obviously they're plumbers, and I should have been keeping a running count. Maybe you know this. How many times did they fucking say the word plumbers in this movie?
I
It's like,
wasn't paying
I'll
attention.
kill those plumbers or whatever it was. Like,
And it's not even, but it's also just implied in the game. I don't think they
hmm
ever say that they're plumbers,
I
do they?
think. Well, no, I think they are because in the original, like not Super Mario, but the one where it's just called Mario Bros, where
Mm-hmm.
it's just you're just fighting like the turtles, like the Koopas, like the Koopalings or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
there's like pipes and stuff. So I think that was Mario started off as I'm just really flexing my limited video game history knowledge here, but so Mario started off as a carpenter. That's how he was in Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at that time, I think he was just called Jumpman. Like he wasn't called Mario yet. And the princess that he is rescuing in that game actually is Daisy. And
Mm-hmm.
then and then when they actually made the Super Mario games, they gave Mario, I guess, his own princess, and her name at the time was Princess Toadstool, but
Peach.
later called Peach. Yes, Peach, and then that just goes along with all the mushroom iconography, which we
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of in this movie, just as like straight up fungus and mold and stuff. So that was
I
pretty
like that
cool.
idea. That was a pretty cool
Yeah,
idea to me.
yeah, yeah. You got
Even with
trust
the bombs coming out of the fungus.
trust the fungus, bro. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of fan service.
yeah.
The I mean, particular scenes I think of is like the slide at the end when they're escaping.
Okay. Yeah, for
Like
sure, for sure. When he was
for
with all
sure
the
like a
Brooklyn girls.
yeah. That's
Uh-huh.
totally a that's
If
totally a
anything,
Mario thing.
if
Um,
anything, that was probably more of a foreshadow because Mario 64 hadn't come out yet, and then
right.
there's that whole level where you're just sliding on the ice or whatever, right?
That's why I'm asking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like the portals because like jumping into the
Hmm.
pictures like in the beginning. Like, did they do that before
Dude,
the
oh
64
my
game? Like, did
God,
they do that in the original?
I didn't even think of that. For
Yeah.
me, I just
So
got for me, I just got excited every time Bob Hoskins jumped because I'm like, that's all you want out of Mario. That's what Mario does. He jumps.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
did it. That's what else could you be asking for?
Um.
And yeah.
What else is fan service? Okay.
The
Who's
little
the
the little cartridges they put in the boots, those are the bullets that you have to dodge, or like they had the little, like they had the little mean
Oh, right.
faces and the teeth,
Right.
yeah, and the stompers.
Um. The who when they go on the double date in
Yeah.
the beginning? Who's Mario's date? What's the girl's name?
Well,
Do you
yeah,
remember?
that's the thing. Like she's just your kind of typical like Brooklyn, like, hey, what are you talking about? I could take you to the tanning salon. Like
Yeah.
her name's Daniela, but I was like, that's pretty much. I don't know. We could have at least had Mario be like call her a pet name, like call her a Peach, his Peach as a pet
No,
name or
no, but
something like that.
I was watching this other review of this movie, and there's this character who named Pauline.
Oh,
Super Mario,
Pauline. There is
and
another.
they're saying
Oh yeah, I
that's
think
like
she's from the Game Boy game, Super Mario Land.
okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like they're saying that
yeah.
it might be a you know,
Like
a
a
throwback to that.
subtle
Yeah,
nod to her.
because
Yeah, because I think
they
her
have
name
like
was
the
like
same.
Daniela Pauline something or whatever. I think her middle name might have been Pauline.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it just looks like she talks like that. Like this
Hmm.
video game character looks like she would talk like that lady in the movie. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
was.
glad
Oh yeah,
someone
yeah,
pointed
yeah.
that
Look
out.
at that, Daniela. Her full name is Daniela Pauline Verducci. There you
Okay.
go.
So
Shit.
like that's pretty deep for
I
a
know.
movie
Yeah,
that
this
doesn't
is
care about the video game.
I know,
Like
right? They didn't have to call her that,
so
but they did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could pick it apart, but I enjoy this movie each time I watch it. It is a little like for me it's a little long.
Oh, you're my bad. So she was actually the damsel in distress in Donkey Kong. So that's
Okay.
legit. Yeah. They did their homework.
Perfect.
They did
See?
their homework. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't. Like they just had to make it for
Mm-hmm.
a wider audience,
Yeah.
wider, wide,
Wider.
wider
Yes.
audience. um, wait, I don't know because if you made it just like I'm glad it wasn't super cartoony. Like even as a
Mm-hmm.
kid, I didn't really like cartoon movies as much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this being a something that fits into that realm is just pretty tight.
Yeah.
And
There was
look at the
there
box
was an
cover, man.
edge
The
to it.
box cover is fucking amazing. Like look at that
It
font. Look at that.
I will be honest. This ain't no video game, I think is the tagline. Right? Oh, yeah, this ain't no game. My bad. Yeah.
Okay, I
But
like
yeah,
that.
it looks like the Terminator logo, like just that
Hmm.
like chrome steel
Yeah,
lettering and
it's
stuff.
so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't
And
remember any
yeah.
quotes except for like maybe when Bob Hoskins when they're telling the dudes their names, but I don't remember
Like
too much.
Mario, Luigi Mario.
What's your first name? Mario. Like, I'm just glad he didn't sound like the video game Mario.
Ooh, like yeah, let's talk about just the casting real quick for a minute here, because I mean I think this is the reason that's probably the reason I do like the movie. Like, so let's just go like Bob Hoskins. Like I mean for it's crazy that he's British because he just pulls off like that East Coast accent with like he doesn't slip at all. Like he's
Hmm.
really really good at that. Um, Again, you guys would know him from Roger Rabbit. He's the detective. He doesn't have a mustache, so he
What the
probably
hell's the
wouldn't.
freeway?
Yeah. The way he says Scapelli or whatever, like it just rolls off the tongue. My favorite thing he says is when he comes out of the restaurant, he's like, "Everybody's got tap water." Like, but yeah, he's just got this really gruff voice. It's like an even more like angry Danny DeVito. Like Danny DeVito
Yeah.
just always comes off like annoyed, but Bob Hoskins just looks like he's gonna kick your ass. Like sounds like he's just ready to kick your ass at any moment, or he's just like so, which is kind of nice because you kind of get that juxtaposition. Like Luigi, the characterization of Luigi, it's very much kind of how it is. That's a good kind of one to one of how he's in the games. He's very optimistic, very cheerful,
Here we
very
go.
taller. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think he and Hoskins and Leguizamo. It's funny because even though Mario is kind of the second fit. Mario is kind of the main attraction. I feel like this movie belongs slightly more to Luigi.
Hmm.
He gets like more to do. I would say like it kind of
Yeah.
feels more like
Yeah.
because he's more tied up with Daisy and everything like that.
Oh, and he's the young buck.
I think as a kid, I just realized this. I was like, I've always really liked John Leguizamo. I think dating back to seeing this movie, and I think he was in this random sketch of All That. It was like a Star Trek parody, and he was the villain.
Okay.
I have to find it again, but I think I'm looking at him now. I think it's because when I was a kid, I thought he was Asian. Like at the very least, I thought he was Filipino.
Okay.
Like he's Colombia. He's Colombian,
I
so
can dig it.
obviously not. But it's just his eyes and shit, and
Yeah.
it's like and like he's kind of got the flat nose. I'm like, oh, he kind of looks like me a little bit. When I was a kid, I was much lighter
You
skinned
should
when I was a
be,
kid.
this version of Luigi for Halloween.
I've seen, yeah, this is also a really easy cosplay, and as dumb as it is, like to just see them like finally in their colors, like I appreciate that, like it's
Do you notice how like before they get their colors, like Mario's wearing a green jacket and Luigi's wearing
We're-
like a red shirt?
you're right,
Throughout
but it
the
was
whole
like
movie?
it was a different shade. Yeah, he was wearing like Mario was wearing like an olive green like
Yeah,
bomber
it's like
jacket.
it's like his work shirt. It's a pretty
Yeah,
cool jacket.
yeah,
And I think Luigi's is wearing like a button up, like a
yeah. Like
casual
it was
shirt
it was a
that's,
Yankees
like,
jersey, but like a red T-shirt under or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like maroon.
yeah. That was a good point. And then there's like their little handshake that they do, like cluck cluck cluck. I just realized like, oh, it's because they're plumbers. That's the sound of water traveling through pipes. Glug glug glug. like I said, I enjoy. I hadn't seen this movie, and I'm really glad you proposed that we watch this because I probably haven't seen this in at least 20 some years.
Yeah,
But
that's how it was for me.
I'm
It
really
just
surprised
disappeared.
that
Like it stopped
yeah.
being played. I don't watch TV.
I'm really
Stopped
surprised at
watching
how
TV and stuff.
I'm really surprised at how much I enjoyed it as an adult. I think it's just like I said, the thing, like I said earlier, is I really just enjoy the chemistry. I think they just had really good chemistry together. Like, It
Yeah,
was a
it.
you could tell that the typic. I mean, obviously Bob Hoskins is way older, probably at least 20 years older than John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got that sense. But I'm 20 years older than my sister, so maybe he's like, oh, I can relate. Where you're kind of like the sibling, but also like a parental figure at the same time.
Hmm.
So you're like giving him shit, but he's also trying to be like, I got the big. Hey, come on, I know some shit too. You gotta like trust me. You gotta believe. He's like, come on, Mario. Just gotta have faith.
Yeah, when they're like going through the city in the beginning when he's driving,
Mm-hmm.
he tells like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I got a shortcut."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's with this movie, I think this is really gonna be weird to say like without explaining, but it's aged a lot better for me than some of my kid favorite movies I liked when I was a child, like
Hmm.
say the Power Rangers movie.
Uh huh.
I'll
Yeah.
watch this movie. I don't think I'll ever watch like the Power Rangers movie again, all the way through. I don't know if I
Until
could
you
do
mean
it.
until we have to talk about it, and I lend you my
Right,
copy,
right.
my autographed copy from
Who autographed it?
JDF and Johnny Young Bosch, bro. JYB
Really?
JDF. Yeah.
You got JDF to sign it? Nice.
Duh. He'll sign anything. He'd sign. I don't want. He'd sign someone's. You know
You
what?
should give him an Austin St. John picture to sign.
Oh my god. Actually, I had a dude that I met. This is kind of a tangent. A guy I met at a convention. I guess he went to sort of like a signing in Texas, and they had two of the in space Rangers there. So the
Hmm.
Red Ranger and the Silver Ranger. So he got the Red Ranger's autograph on an Austin St. John helmet, and I'm like, that's a little weird. I'm like,
That's pretty cool though.
I know
St.
I
John.
mean, right on. I mean, Red Ranger's Red Ranger, but I mean, the space helmet was a dope ass design. I do love that design.
That was pretty cool. It
Yeah,
had like the
yeah,
little
really
light up
streamlined.
thing.
It was the first time they didn't have mouthpieces, like lips on the mouthpiece.
Uh,
Hmm.
and they had, and you could. It was like a light up gimmick.
Yeah,
Right?
like there
Press
was
the
like
button.
there was a dome at the top, and it would light up. Yeah,
I didn't know it ever.
yeah,
It didn't really ever say anything, but
hmm
I remember that.
yeah. But anyway, yeah.
But I mean, like just as an adult and wanting to watch a movie, like I'll probably never pick Power Rangers to watch, but I'd
Hmm.
pick Super Mario's to watch. I own both
Yeah,
movies. I'm not hating on Power Rangers, but just
yeah.
for the sake of like entertainment and not like all the gaga and shit.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like,
thing. They got like good actors to be in this movie.
mm,
Again, like Bob Hoskins, like he's no fucking slouch. Like Leguizamo is. I love John Leguizamo. Anytime I
he's
see him
done
in
some
anything.
like TV shows and shit, right? And he has like some pretty good accolades.
Yeah, he's in
Pretty
the Ice
sure.
Age. I mean, besides the Ice Age movies, He's in the John Wick movies. He was in that. He was in the Romeo and Juliet with what's her face, Claire Danes and Leo DiCaprio.
Mm.
Isn't he in Carlito's Way?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So he's
Or
got
he's
a lot
in
of.
one of those movies.
And we watched a lot of his stuff when I was in theater arts in high school. Like he has this
Empire.
really good one man. Dude, he's the Violator in Spawn,
Okay.
the huge ass clown. Yeah.
Dude, Spawn. It's a funny ass
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah. So, and then I guess we can just sort of get into Dennis Hopper for a second. This as
Yeah.
King Koopa, this shit
Alright.
drove me wild. Like, I didn't realize how much Dennis Hopper looks like Donald Trump until now. Like
Yeah. Okay.
a
I can
slightly
see
less
that. I
ugly,
can see that.
a slightly more handsome, if there is such a thing, Donald Trump. Like,
This character it's a little hit or miss for me.
I was gonna say, we did Double Dragon pretty recently, and I'm seeing a lot of shades of Robert Patrick's Koga Shuko. So I really want to hear your thoughts on this.
I think just like the look of him didn't do it for me.
With the ridges,
Yeah,
the
I
ridges
did
on
like
his head.
the personality though. Like now that you bring up Double Dragon, I can't not like King Koopa, but just the way he looked was a little freaky. I wasn't really digging it.
Mhm.
But overall, I mean, witty villain, perfect villainous intentions, and
Yeah.
I liked what he was doing, so I'd give him a B. If it was a better like visual, I think an A. A would have been there.
Mm-hmm. Because I think I think this came out the same year. It's weird, the same year as Jurassic Park, but I'm wondering like maybe they wrapped it like in '93 after Jurassic Park came out, and they got some ideas because like certain design choices and stuff. Like, oh, like dinosaurs are really hot now, and they were really trying
Like
to.
Yoshi, yeah, maybe Yoshi
Yeah,
could have been
exactly.
cooler.
I wanted to shout out like the animatronic for Yoshi is surprisingly really
It
good.
was pretty
I'm like
good.
that thing was pretty
It looks
fucking
like a real
convincing.
ass little dinosaur.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have been a little bigger. Like Yoshi was probably, I think, is bigger than most in all
They
the
couldn't
characters.
ride. Yeah, they couldn't ride him or
But
anything. But
yeah, um,
hmm
but I do like how they made him like an actual like little dinosaur. That was pretty
hmm
cool.
So according to Wikipedia, the film version of Bowser/Koopa was met with significant criticism and was mentioned by Hopper as as the worst role he ever played. And then like a year after this, he plays like the bomber guy in Speed, right? He's the bad guy in Speed.
Is he?
Yeah, he gets decapitated
Okay.
on top of the train trying to kill Keanu Reeves.
Shit.
And
Okay,
then,
I have
well,
to see
and
that.
then maybe the '90s was just a really weird time for Dennis Hopper because he also then did like Waterworld a year after this. Um, yeah, my only touchstone for Waterworld is the stunt show at Universal Studios, but that's just me.
I like the movie. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Waterworld. Is that Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner, the girl from Napoleon Dynamite, uh, one of Jack
Yeah.
Black's first roles apparently, I think as well.
Doesn't
And
get
then,
much better than
yeah.
his Jamaican role.
Wait. Say it. Tell me more. Dennis Hopper is Jamaican.
Oh no, Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black.
I
Oh,
was like,
fucking yeah. And I know what you did last summer, or I still know what you did last
yeah.
summer. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Uh huh.
I want to kill that motherfucker so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else in this movie? I don't know. It doesn't like bring up too many memories. It's kind of
Yeah, it was
it's
just
like one of those
there,
ghost
you
movies
know.
to me in
Yeah.
a way. If I could say that and people understand
Mm-hmm.
like what I'm trying to. Yeah, it's one of those movies that like it's there, but I don't have like memories attached to it. Maybe just eating
Yeah, not
pizza
so
and
much.
watching it.
I would say just like a special shout out to the little soundtrack, the score. I didn't realize Alan Silvestri scored this shit. Um, Alan Silvestri of Predator, Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, all the Avengers films. But yeah, like
That's pretty cool then. I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even know
That's
that
pretty.
either. I
That's
didn't even
that's
look that
pretty
up.
pretty good pull. I'm just skimming the IMDb here to kind of get this along. In his 2007 autobiography, John Leguizamo states he and Bob Hoskins hated working on the film and would frequently get drunk to make it through the experience. Both men apparently knew the movie would turn out bad, so they simply tried to make the best of it. He also stated he felt one of the biggest reasons the movie turned out the way it did was because the directors wanted a more adult-oriented movie while in the studio, considering the source material was looking for a children's film. So, yeah, it's kind of like,
That makes sense.
mm-hmm,
It didn't really get to the audience that you should have had
mm-hmm,
it market to. I mean, that's fine.
mm-hmm.
It definitely is more adult than anything. And that's why I think it ages better for me. I could watch it now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not too mad at it. Like it doesn't bother
yeah,
me at all.
mm-hmm,
I also don't have I don't have like the biggest attachment to Super Mario to
yeah.
feel offended. Like kind of like Street Fighter. Like I'm sure there's people that hate Street Fighter, but I like that movie too. Um, so yeah, I think I like the movies more than I like the games itself. Not
That's
for Super
fair.
Mario. I'd be pressed to say that. Maybe like, but I'll more
Yeah.
likely play. I'll more likely watch the movie before I play the game again.
They actually
Just from
made, yeah.
what I do.
Actually, they made we'll backtrack to Street Fighter real quick just because I didn't talk about it when we did that. They actually made a game based on the movie. Did you know that?
You didn't. I thought you mentioned that in the Maybe that was something else you mentioned, but I thought you
Possibly,
mentioned that in the podcast.
possibly, but I had it on my Sega Saturn, and I was the only person I knew who had a Sega Saturn. But it was, yeah, they digitized the sprite. It was like Mortal Kombat style where they digitized the actors.
Okay, that
So,
sounds pretty sick.
yeah, except for Bison, because I think he had died already. So
Oh
it
man.
was another guy. Raul Julia. Yeah, rest in peace. I think, they're actually going to make a Super Mario. They're making another Super Mario movie right now with the same studio who Illumination Entertainment. That's the studio that makes all those Minions movies.
Okay, so it's gonna be like a
It's
animated
gonna look.
movie.
It's gonna look more like. Yeah, it's gonna probably just look
Well,
like just like the games and
well,
everything
they
like
had the
that.
cartoon back in the day.
That's true. They
I
did.
used to
Yeah.
watch that when I was able to catch
With
it. I
a.
never knew when the fuck it was on. I remember I'd just be like, be getting ready for school, then it'd be on, or if I'd stay home from school, it'd be on, and I'd be like, where does this come from? How do you watch this? It'd be on like one of those public access networks, and
That was the one
it'd
with
just show up.
Lou Albano, the wrestler. Wasn't he in that? I think so. Yeah, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it
And then
used
I
to be
used
on
to see
Hulu.
I used to see the DVDs like at the dollar store,
Mm-hmm.
like later on in life.
Oh, the other. Yeah, I forgot this little Nintendo Easter egg. The like those bazookas that they used to de-evolution Devo people. That was like a
Oh yeah.
Nintendo thing. That was a light gun called the Super Scope.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he turns them into like one of the what do you call them? The
The
Goombas.
Yeah, so
Turns
let's
into
talk
like a
about the
Goomba.
Goombas. Can we talk about the Goombas real quick? Like, cause what the
Yeah.
that shit was wild. Like
It's tiny heads for some reason.
big ass. So like I can see where they're going with it because I think like visually, like I realized watching this one, watching it this time around that their trench coats actually looked brown. So it's like okay, and they walk really slow. They kind of just. So they do kind of look like the mushrooms that you're supposed to stomp on, but then otherwise they're just these like crazy little dinosaur guys where they're just like, and yeah, that was pretty. But I couldn't. Yeah, that shit. I didn't need to look at that. That shit still kind of scares me to look at.
They're pretty funny looking.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like in
also like the
cartoons where little kids stand on each other's shoulders to look like an adult,
yeah.
and they just have a a trench coat.
Do they still do that in cartoons? I feel like that's like a lost technique.
Yeah, I mean my touchstone for again the first thing that comes to mind for me doing that is like Little Rascals where they go to the apply for a bank loan
Oh yeah, yeah.
with Mel Brooks. I love that movie by the way. That's another like
And then there's like the Regrets episode, I think.
probably yeah. Or oh no yeah. Well, there's just an episode where they dream about
There-
being adults.
Yeah, that was actually
And
pretty
yeah,
freaky too.
I don't want to
look-
be a big
yeah.
people anymore, Tommy. Neither do I, Chucky. I feel your pain. Let's see here. Tom Hanks was considered for the role of Luigi, but the failures of Turner and Hooch and Joe versus the Volcano led the studio to believe Hanks was no longer a box office draw.
Hey, they're not wrong to think that.
Uh-huh.
Hey, but he was pretty young at that time, so he might have done alright, but
This
I don't
was-
think he would have been better than John.
Nah, I think yeah. John Leguizamo just has this like what do you call it? There's a French term for it. Joie de vivre, joy for life. I think, which I think is just really yeah. He's just similar. He kind of reminds me of You've seen Ant-Man, right? Did you see Ant-Man with Paul Rudd? Oh no, you didn't. Well, Michael Pena plays like this really enthusiastic ex-con named Luis, who's just happy about everything in that movie, even though he's like, oh my girlfriend left me, my dad got deported, but he left me his van. Like he's all good. I don't know. Sometimes it's shit like this that just, like between this and like the Ninja Turtles movies, I think there was just like a period in the early 90s where, Brooklyn just seemed fun or you just wanted to, and even between like My Cousin Vinny where you just wanted to hang out. They just made you want to hang out with people from Brooklyn. Like part of me expected, like, can you imagine if this movie starred Joe Pesci instead? They probably went to him. Like after the Home Alones, they're like, he does comedy.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, just New York in general has that look. I mean, probably like going back to the Warriors even. It's like, oh man, it doesn't get much cooler than New York.
Mm-hmm.
But what were you saying? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, if they make a remake, they should just get Chet Hanks to be Luigi.
Chet Hanks? Is that the wait, Colin Hanks, you mean?
No, Chet Hanks, the rapper.
Oh my
He's
god.
Tom Hanks'
Oh,
son.
oh, you're fucking with me right now. Okay, never mind. Chet
No, dude,
Hanks.
there's a dude named Chet Hanks.
Oh
Tom
my
Hanks'
god.
son.
Okay.
Exactly like
Okay.
him. He's
Oh
a
my
rapper.
god. Oh, I see.
Just get him
Oh,
to do
no
Luigi
way.
part in the new movie.
Oh, he actually does? Okay, this is real. Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. I didn't know he had a Oh my god. Oh, he's on Shameless and Empire. Oh, good. Wow. Oh, he looks more like their mom. Tom Hanks' wife is was played Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife in Jingle All the Way. Yeah,
Okay.
Rita Wilson. If you want to Google her,
Oh, Rita Wilson. Okay,
I
I know
like how
Wilson.
most of our episodes wind up just us saying shit to each other, and we wind up Googling it to
Mm.
kind of cross reference. But it's all good. Yeah, he
Let me
looks more like
see.
their mom, I would
You
say.
said and you said John Leguizamo. You thought he was Asian.
I thought John. Yeah, I thought he was Asian. I think like maybe just implicitly so. You know, this was before anyone told me like Dante Bosco was Filipino. I was like, oh, he kind of looks like me. I'm not that brown, but Rufio kind of. I see a little bit of myself in
Who's
Rufio. You
Dante
know,
Brasco?
Dante Bosco was Rufio in Hook.
Brasco. What else did he do?
He was in The Debut. Have you seen that movie? He was in
No.
Biker Boys apparently.
Barker. Is that the one with
That's the one with. I think that's the one with no.
Lawrence, Tim Allen,
No. That's Wild Hogs. But
and okay.
Biker Boys, shit. I was gonna say with Ice Cube, but he was in Torque. They made two of those motorcycle movies, like after post Fast and Furious. Who the fuck is it, guys? Who's in Biker Boys? Please tell me. Uh, Biker Boys with a
Oh,
Z.
he's in Love Don't Cost a Thing. Nick
Dante
Cannon,
Bosco
Christina
was in.
Milian.
Shit. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, like he just plays teenagers constantly. You know what I would like? I wonder who owns the little bob bomb, the little wind up bob bomb prop. I want it. Like watching that movie is like I want that. I like because I just like those little. It reminded me of those little wind up Godzillas where you'd wind it up and it would walk and the sparks would come out of its mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
Dante Bosco is also in Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson
I believe it. I believe it.
game.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, so wait, was you said John Leguizamo was in what movies recently?
Well, he was in the John Wick movies most recently. So he plays
Oh
like
shit, was
Keanu
he?
Reeves's. He plays Keanu Reeves's mechanic.
Was he in
He's
all of them?
in. He's only in the first two. He's not in the third one. But it's not because his
Oh.
character gets killed or anything. But he's in Chef with John Favreau,
Is he? Did he
which
get
I really
replaced
liked.
by Mark Dacascos in John Wick 3?
No, but John Wick. Yes, Mark Dacascos did fight John Wick for like 30 straight minutes, is what it felt like in that
Okay.
movie.
I was trying to
Apparently,
work in a way there.
I know he did. Apparently, those were actual strippers in the nightclub scene, where
Oh,
people are
nice.
dancing to what's his face, George Clinton song, like dun, dun, everybody walk the
Well, I mean, why would you
dinosaur.
get? You would.
Like,
Why would you
why
get
get
fake strippers?
actors? Why get actors to act like fake strippers? Just get the
Yeah,
real thing. Yeah,
if you're at a strip club and they have,
I read that in ET too. Like they got real doctors for the scene where they're like trying to figure out what's wrong with ET and Elliot because
Mm.
it would have been just too hard to get extras to learn all that medical terminology.
They did it for House. But
Yeah,
that's kind of a special.
that's true.
That was like a
Oh,
actual.
oh, look at that. Okay, so check this out. So I'm just, yeah, really, I think the IMDb, shout out to IMDb, you're really keeping the train going with this one. Before Bob Hoskins was officially cast, Danny DeVito and Bruno Kirby were both attached to play the role of Mario at different times.
Hmm.
So Bruno Kirby is, you've seen City Slickers, right?
Yeah, like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
he's the friend with the mustache who
Oh,
not
okay.
yeah. The
Yeah,
one who
yeah, yeah.
talks like this the whole time, like he has really. I wouldn't have watched a whole movie of him, so I'm glad they went with Bob Hoskins. Danny DeVito would have been fine, but I think he would have been kind of the obvious choice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For Mario. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there aren't too many options. Like, if we're gonna go that route of like stout looking
Mhm.
dudes,
Stout
that are
and angry, stout and
Kinda
ill-tempered.
just obnoxious, aggressive.
Mhm.
Yeah, there aren't too many of them,
Mhm.
are there? Maybe Jason Alexander, but
That's true, but he was This was like
that would've- that
before
wouldn't have been
Seinfeld
good
really
for
blew
Mario.
up. Yeah, I think
He's
Jason
fake,
Alexander. That's true. He's got good chops. He's got real chops. Yeah.
but I don't know if it would have worked as
Yeah.
Super Mario. He's a little too like obnoxious.
He's kind of a second banana. I don't think he's not Jason Alexander's not a headliner. He's a supporting player, like
Yeah.
a really good supporting player, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know your role, jabroni.
So apparently, let's see. The set for Dino Hatton was built in an abandoned cement factory called the Ideal Cement Factory in the woods outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. Set designs were adapted to fit the existing structure of the building. The factory was also used as the Shredder and Foot Clan's hideout in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Top Dollar's nightclub in The Crow.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know the nightclub. I know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There's a reason why I like this set.
Probably. I think
Like,
you just felt that DNA in there. Yeah.
It's a few of them. It's a few sets that I like that they've used that for. So there we go. Fuck yeah.
Apparently, Kevin Costner was also offered the role of King Koopa.
Okay, all right. I mean,
could have seen that
boring,
shit. Yeah,
that's all right. Other fun fact: the set of the Scorpion King was also the same set as the original Spartacus.
Really? Oh shit. Yeah. That's
One
on.
part
I've never seen the Scorpion King or any of the straight to DVD ones, but that's on
I've only seen
HBO
the
Max.
original. I've only seen the first Scorpion King movie. It was okay.
Cheech Marin was also offered the role of Mario.
Okay, that would have been good.
I guess, yeah. He would have. I mean, it would have actually been nice the fact that maybe we get two Latinos, but because John Leguizamo is Colombian, Bob Hoskins is English, so that's cool.
John
I guess.
Not Italian?
He is definitely not Italian.
What? That
No,
sounds
dude.
hella Italian.
I mean, maybe he's mixed, but I mean, it also sounds Colombian. I would say.
Sure. Yeah. Damn, I thought he was an Italian dude. Like
yeah, he was from. That's true. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Never mind. According to Leguizamo, his paternal grandfather was of Italian and Puerto Rican descent, and his maternal grandmother was Lebanese. Yeah, he looks pretty mixed, so that makes sense to me.
Everyone from New York sounds Italian.
That's true.
Jason Alexander sounds Italian, but he's hella Jewish. All right. Yeah, what else you got for this movie? I don't know if I have too much.
I don't have too much to go off of. This was just like a good Sunday afternoon watch, you know?
I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Every time we talk about like a flick, I always want to watch it again, even though I watched it beforehand.
What do you think? What do you think happened at the end when Daisy rolls up and she's all burnt and she looks all badass and she's holding a flamethrower? You think Bowser came back to life or Koopa came back? Because she just kicks down the door and she's like, "You guys wouldn't believe me if I told you."
I don't know.
It was just such a dumb little tease. Oh wait, there is more.
Think of, what else Mario has in store, and I'm not sure unless there is another fucking Bowser.
I mean,
you always beat
it's
him
always Bowser. It's always Bowser. Yeah, it's not it's not like Street Fighter where sometimes it's not Bison, but it turns out it still is Bison. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it seems like they left room for a possible sequel, but obviously not. It would have been cool. But what I think happened, I have no idea.
It's probably highly irrelevant, but
another Bowser level 2.
Yeah. Okay. According to one of the screenwriters, he said the ending cliffhanger was a nod to Back to the Future, where Doc rolls up and he's like, "It's your kids. Something's got to be done about your kids."
Okay. I mean, have you ever seen Ghosts of Mars with Ice Cube and Jason Statham?
No, I have not. Is there a tease in that movie?
It's
leading to more adventures?
Yeah, of course. She just pulls up with her gun, gives him a gun. Let's go, and then they go.
Fair enough.
It's a good movie. I recommend that one too if you like.
Good plug. You know what else is a good movie? Three Ninjas, streaming on Hulu until February 28th, which we are going to be talking about later this month, hopefully.
I'm excited
So
about that.
I'm pretty hyped about those. I think I have way more of an attachment to those films. So
yeah, I think this is the first one we did where I don't have a sentiment as much for it.
It's just kind of there, but that's fine.
Yeah,
we're kind of feeling that out.
I enjoy that movie a lot though. Just the aesthetic. I think the overall like the secret sauce is like the
The
aesthetic of
production
the
design, yeah,
movie.
the production
Yeah,
design, yeah, I'll give you that for sure.
I would say.
Besides just John Leguizamo himself or John Leguizamo, and it's a good buddy picture, and that's kind of
Yeah, yeah.
it.
You're
That's
right.
kind of, and I think the like '80s and '90s had that sort of a dime a dozen. That was kind of like the golden age of sort of like buddy films.
Hmm.
So
Even like
you
the
know,
shitty ones are kind
even the
of
shitty
okay.
ones are kind of fun to watch, right? Isn't
I.e.,
there like?
Super
Mhm.
Mario Bros.
Yes, precisely. Like they're still kind of like you wouldn't want to hang out with these guys, like as they fix pipes and get
Right.
jobs swooped up from under them by a mob front by the Scapellis.
Yeah, the bigger plumbing company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, dude. What would you grade this? What would you grade this movie? Like, would you
Wait, are we
recommend it to
talking?
someone?
I mean, not really. um, I shit. I mean, I would say like to like gamers who haven't seen it. I would say just watch this. Like, give it a chance before you watch like the new one that comes out.
Mm.
Um, I just thought it was cute that we were talking. The timing of us talking about this is pretty like funny because they just opened the Super Nintendo Land area in Universal Studios in Osaka, Japan. So I was like, why not?
Oh, nice.
You kind of, in a world where everything is getting a movie made of it and being adapted and everything like that now, like, you kind of need to keep in mind how crazy it was that people were even doing this back then. Probably at the time that.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even grow up with any Marvel movies, and the ones that
Mm-hmm.
were out were like, whatever.
It was just
PG
either
to
an X-Men or a Spider-Man movie.
yeah,
But
and it's it's nice to go back and see that someone actually tried. They tried and they made their own. They made it
tried
their
to
own,
do
and I
they
think that's
did
my
some different
yeah.
shit with it. Yeah, they made it their own. You got to respect that.
That's what I like about it. More than anything else. So
I
I
think
give it
it's
like a solid B minus.
a B. Wow, I would probably just give it a 72
Okay.
out of 100, which isn't terrible. Like again, I didn't hate it. I want to say I liked this movie better than Double Dragon, which might sound a little
It's a
weird.
better movie than Double Dragon.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
it doesn't have like that teeny bullshit in there. Like
Yeah,
Double
that's
Dragon
true.
does.
I think like these are adults who have their shit worked out. Even like Luigi, like is just he's
Think about
he's
planning.
he's figuring his yeah. You're always planning. You're always planning. Just start
Yeah.
doing stuff. Yeah, maybe it's
I
just
laughed
because
at more parts of Double Dragon, but I think Super Mario Bros. Is a better flick. Actually, no, I didn't laugh at more parts than Double Dragon, so I'll take that back right now.
okay, okay. I'll respect it.
Yeah.
So I think that will about do it for this. Again, it's a little short, but it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes, considering we started out doing episodes that were like verging on 2.5 hours, this is
Yeah, this
I
is way
appreciate
better.
this. I
It's
appreciate
an easier.
this bite size vibe for sure.
It's a fun size snack.
Yeah, fun size snack, shitty movie showcase, whatever you want to call it. So that'll about
Yeah.
do it there. And we'll see y'all next time. Thanks again for checking it out. And we're definitely too old for this shit.
Too old.
Yes.